Who is the real idol of your life? It might not be who you think. Stay with me and discover stories that will change how you see success, sacrifice, and courage. Welcome to Easy English Official. Today, we are going to explore a question many of us ask. Who is your true idol? You may think of famous athletes, singers, or entrepreneurs, but real inspiration often comes from their courage, hard work, and determination, not just their fame. In this video, we will share stories of incredible people like Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Taylor Swift, and everyday heroes like your parents, teachers, and friends. By watching, you will understand why they inspire us and how you too can become an idol for others in your life. Chapter 1. The story of two heroes on the football field. When people think about football, two names shine brighter than most: Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. These men are more than just players. They are symbols of passion, dedication, and endless dreams. Millions of people cheer for them every week, but behind their fame is a journey filled with struggles that many fans do not see. To understand them as true idols, we must go deeper than their trophies. Cristiano Ronaldo grew up in a poor family on a small island in Portugal. His father struggled with alcohol, and his mother worked hard to feed the children. Ronaldo often went to bed hungry, but inside his heart was a fire that no poverty could destroy. He believed football was not just a game, but his only chance to change his family's life. From a very young age, Ronaldo practiced harder than everyone around him. While his friends played for fun, he trained with purpose. He spent countless hours running, shooting, and building his body to be stronger. He was not born the most talented, but his effort turned him into something extraordinary. His favorite saying was simple but powerful: "Talent without hard work is nothing." Ronaldo's strict discipline became the center of his life. He followed a diet when others did not care about food. He rested carefully when others stayed up late. He trained longer than anyone, even after practice was finished. Many people thought he was too serious, but Ronaldo knew that greatness comes only with sacrifice. Over time, this dedication transformed him into one of the most powerful athletes in history. Fans look at his goals, his trophies, and his fame, but his real secret weapon was never talent. It was discipline. His story teaches us that no dream is too big if we are ready to work every single day. Ronaldo is proof that hard work can rewrite destiny. On the other side of the story stands Lionel Messi, a boy born in Rosario, Argentina. Unlike Ronaldo, Messi had incredible natural talent from childhood, but his path was blocked by a serious challenge: a growth hormone deficiency that made his body too small and weak for football. For many children, this would be the end of the dream. Messi's family could not afford the expensive medical treatment he needed. One local football club even rejected him, saying he was too small to succeed. Imagine being a child with such talent, but hearing those painful words. Most people would give up, but Messi and his family refused to let this problem define his future. With courage and support from his parents, Messi continued to play and train. His family believed in him even when others did not. Eventually, FC Barcelona offered him a chance, promising to help with his medical treatment. That moment changed his life forever and gave him the chance to prove his true ability. Messi's journey was not only about football skills, but also about fighting against doubt and rejection. Every time people told him he was too small, he answered with speed, control, and magic on the field. He turned his weakness into strength, and the world began to see him not as a sick child, but as a genius with the ball. Over the years, Messi broke records, won titles, and amazed fans with his natural brilliance. Yet his story remains more powerful than the trophies. He showed that talent can survive even the hardest challenges if we stay true to our passion. His courage inspires anyone who feels too small or too weak to chase a dream. When we compare Ronaldo and Messi, we see two very different paths that meet on the same field. Ronaldo's path was built on sweat, tears, and unstoppable discipline. Messi's path was built on natural skill and the courage to overcome physical limitations. They are two sides of the same coin, teaching us that there is more than one way to greatness. Their rivalry has filled stadiums and created endless debates about who is better. But in truth, both of them are winners, not because of the trophies, but because of the sacrifices they made. Every child who watches them learns that success is not magic. It is a choice to fight every day, no matter how hard life becomes. Fans often see only the goals and victories, but hidden behind them are years of pain and training. Ronaldo sacrificed comfort to rise from poverty. Messi sacrificed fear to rise above rejection. These stories matter more than the medals, because they show us the real meaning of strength. The lesson from Ronaldo is clear. Discipline can turn ordinary talent into extraordinary success. The lesson from Messi is also clear. Courage can turn weakness into power. Together, their lives create one powerful truth. Success is never free. It is earned through endless effort and sacrifice. Young people around the world admire them, not just for their skills, but for their spirit. Ronaldo tells us to never stop working. Messi tells us to never stop believing. Both voices come together like two guides for anyone who dreams big. They are heroes not because they win matches, but because they never gave up. Every dreamer can learn from these two football legends. If you feel poor, remember Ronaldo's story. If you feel weak, remember Messi's journey. No matter where you start, your future is not decided until you give everything you have. The field of life rewards only those who keep playing. What makes this story so powerful is that it is not only about football, it is about life itself. We all face poverty, fear, rejection, or doubt at some point. The way Ronaldo and Messi answered their challenges is the way we can answer our own. Their victories belong not only to themselves, but to everyone who dares to dream. So when you think of Ronaldo and Messi, do not only see them as superstars, see them as examples of human spirit. One shows the power of discipline, the other shows the power of belief. Together, they show that no dream is impossible. The next time you watch a football match, remember the real story behind the players. Remember the child who trained under the streetlights. Remember the boy who was told he was too small. These memories are more valuable than any trophy. They remind us why we admire our idols in the first place. In the end, Ronaldo and Messi are not just athletes. They are teachers of life. They prove that success is built, not given. And their stories are a gift to all of us, showing the true meaning of courage, sacrifice, and hope. Chapter 2. The Creators of Challenges. When people talk about great innovators, two names always appear: Elon Musk and Steve Jobs. These men are not just famous for their companies. They are known because of how they faced challenges and refused to give up. Their failures could have destroyed them, but instead, those failures became the reason for their success. Elon Musk's life is often seen as the dream of an inventor. He created electric cars, rockets, and many futuristic ideas. But behind these successes were countless struggles that many people forget. Musk himself once said, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough." This shows that his path was never smooth. When he started SpaceX, most experts thought it was impossible for a private company to launch rockets. The first 3 rockets that SpaceX built all exploded. Each failure cost millions of dollars, and critics laughed at the idea. For any ordinary person, that would have been the end of the dream. But Musk believed in taking risks. His philosophy was clear. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. Instead of giving up, he invested his last resources into building a 4th rocket. That decision was dangerous, but it also showed his courage to fight against fear. The 4th launch finally succeeded. For Musk, that moment was not just about sending a rocket into space. It was about proving that failure is not the enemy. Failure is part of the journey. His story shows us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. At the same time, Steve Jobs had his own battle with failure. He was the co-founder of Apple, a company that changed technology forever. But in a shocking twist, Jobs was fired from his own company. Imagine creating something you love and then being told you are no longer welcome. It was one of the most painful moments of his life. Jobs could have ended his career right there. Many people would have given up, believing their story was finished. But Jobs believed that sometimes failure is a gift in disguise. He later said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards." After leaving Apple, Jobs began a new chapter. He started companies like Next and bought Pixar, the animation studio. These projects allowed him to grow in new directions and discover ideas he might never have explored if he had stayed comfortable at Apple. His failures pushed him into new opportunities. Years later, Apple asked him to return. Jobs not only came back but also transformed Apple into one of the most valuable companies in the world. The iPod, iPhone, and iPad all came after his return. Without being fired, he might never have built the second half of his amazing journey. The lesson from Jobs is powerful. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning of something new. Sometimes, the worst moment in your life can secretly be the best opportunity for growth. Jobs turned rejection into energy, and that energy built the future of technology. When we compare Musk and Jobs, we see 2 men who refused to let mistakes destroy them. Musk faced explosions in space. Jobs faced humiliation in business. Both of them showed that challenges are not walls that stop us, but doors that open to a different path. Their stories remind us that mistakes are natural in life. Nobody can succeed without falling at least once. What matters most is the courage to stand up after the fall. Both Musk and Jobs show that success is not about avoiding mistakes, but about learning from them. Young dreamers often believe they must be perfect to succeed. But perfection is not the secret. Persistence is the secret. Elon Musk persisted through broken rockets. Steve Jobs persisted through broken pride. Their strength was not in being flawless, but in being fearless. We live in a world that sometimes punishes mistakes too harshly. Social media laughs at failure, and society often tells us to hide our weaknesses. But the truth is, every strong person we admire once faced a failure they could not hide. Musk and Jobs prove that failing is a natural part of winning. If you are afraid of failing, Remember Musk risking everything on one last rocket. If you feel rejected, remember Jobs walking out of Apple only to return stronger. Their stories are not just about technology or money. They are about the courage to face pain and turn it into progress. What makes them idols is not their inventions alone. What makes them idols is their relationship with failure. They treated mistakes as teachers, not enemies. They understood that growth requires discomfort. And they showed the world that without risk, there is no reward. Every time you face a setback, you can choose to stop or to continue. Musk chose to continue when everyone said he was crazy. Jobs chose to continue when everyone said he was finished. Their lives give us permission to keep going, even when the world tells us to quit. The next time you are afraid of trying something new, remember the rockets that exploded. Remember the company founder who was fired. These stories are not tragedies. They are blueprints for success. They remind us that the path to greatness is always written with mistakes. So the real message of Musk and Jobs is simple but powerful. Do not fear mistakes. Do not fear rejection. Challenges are not here to break you, but to build you. If you keep moving forward, even your failures can become the foundation of your biggest success. In the end, Musk and Jobs are more than innovators. They are examples of how to live bravely. Their challenges teach us to see failure not as the end of the road, but as the beginning of a new one. That is why they are true creators of challenges, and why we can all learn from their journey. Chapter 3. Art from True Feelings. Music has always been more than just sound. It is a mirror of the human heart, a voice for emotions we cannot always explain. Some artists are special because they do not only sing, they tell our stories through their songs. Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, and Ed Sheeran are perfect examples of how art becomes powerful when it comes from real feelings. Taylor Swift began her journey as a teenage girl with a guitar. She was not afraid to write about her personal life, her heartbreaks, and her dreams. Many critics once laughed at her honesty, but millions of fans connected deeply with her words. Her songs reminded people that even a young voice can carry truth. What made Taylor stand out was not just her catchy music, but her ability to turn pain into poetry. Instead of hiding her emotions, she shared them openly. This honesty gave her strength and inspired others to be honest too. When people listen to her songs, they feel less alone in their own struggles. Billie Eilish entered the music world with a completely different style. Her voice was soft, her songs were dark, and her style broke every rule of pop music. At first, many thought she was too unusual. But soon, her unique sound became a revolution for young people everywhere. Billie's music speaks about fear, sadness, and mental health, topics that many artists avoid. She gave a voice to teenagers who felt lost or misunderstood. Her songs showed that it is okay not to be perfect, and it is okay to admit when life feels heavy. Her honesty turned weakness into strength. Ed Sheeran's story is also one of determination and truth. He was not born with a superstar look or style. He began as a boy playing guitar on the streets, writing songs about love, loneliness, and hope. His voice was simple, but his words were real, and that made people listen. Ed faced many rejections before he became famous. Some said his songs were too plain, but he believed in the power of storytelling. He kept writing and performing until the world finally recognized him. His success proves that true art comes from persistence and heart, not from following trends. What connects Taylor, Billy, and Ed is their honesty. Each of them opened their hearts and shared real emotions. They did not try to hide behind perfect images. Instead, they let their flaws and feelings shape their art. That is why people trust them and feel connected to their music. When Taylor sings about heartbreak, listeners remember their own broken love stories. When Billy whispers about sadness, fans feel understood in their darkest hours. When Ed writes about hope, people find comfort in knowing they are not alone. Their music becomes a reflection of our shared humanity. True art is not about creating something shiny to impress the world. True art is about sharing feelings that the world is afraid to show. Taylor, Billy, and Ed remind us that songs are not only entertainment, they are a language of emotions, a bridge between souls. For young people, these artists offer more than music. They offer courage. They teach us that expressing feelings is not weakness, but strength. In a world that often hides pain behind smiles, their songs are like open windows of honesty. Even adults who listen to them find new lessons in vulnerability. We are reminded that everyone, no matter their age or fame, goes through sadness, love, and struggle. Their music proves that emotions are not problems to be solved, but truths to be shared. When we think about art, we often imagine paintings, concerts, or films. But the heart of art is always the same. It comes from real feelings. Without emotion, art is empty. With emotion, art becomes unforgettable. Taylor, Billy, and Ed have mastered this truth. They also show us that success in art does not come only from talent. It comes from courage to be different. Taylor refused to stay silent about her life. Billy refused to fit into the pop star image. Ed refused to give up after rejection. Their courage shaped their art. Every person has the ability to create art in some form. You may not write songs, but you can still express feelings through writing, drawing, or even sharing your story. The lesson from these artists is simple. Do not hide your feelings. Express them, and they can become something powerful. When life feels heavy, art can be a way to release the weight. Taylor used her pen. Billy used her whisper. Ed used his guitar. You can use your own voice, your own hands, or your own creativity. Art is a gift waiting to be used in your daily life. For fans, these songs are more than entertainment. They are therapy. They help people cry, smile, or heal. They remind us that emotions are normal and valuable. Through art, we can turn our struggles into beauty and our pain into hope. The world will always need artists who speak honestly. Taylor Swift reminds us of the power of storytelling. Billie Eilish reminds us that it is okay to be different. Ed Sheeran reminds us that persistence can turn dreams into reality. Together they show that true art comes from true feelings. So when you listen to their songs, remember that you are hearing more than music. You are hearing pieces of their lives shaped into art. And through their art, you can find the courage to share your own story too. That is the true power of art from feelings. In the end, Taylor, Billy, and Ed are not just entertainers. They are teachers of honesty, courage, and creativity. Their stories prove that art is strongest when it comes from the heart, and their music invites us all to be brave enough to express our own true feelings. Chapter 4. Our Everyday Heroes. When we hear the word idol, our minds often jump to celebrities, athletes, or business leaders. But real heroes are not only on TV or in magazines. Many of them walk beside us every single day. They are our parents, teachers, and friends. the people who quietly shape our lives with love, sacrifice, and support. Parents are often the first heroes we meet. They work hard, sometimes in silence, to give us food, shelter, and education. A mother may skip meals so her children can eat. A father may work long hours so his family can have a better life. Their sacrifices are rarely celebrated, but they are priceless. Every parent has a story of struggle. They face their own fears and problems, yet they keep going for the sake of their children. This kind of love is not written in history books, but it is written in our hearts. Parents teach us that true heroism is not about fame, it is about responsibility. Teachers are also everyday heroes. They spend countless hours helping students learn, even when resources are limited. A good teacher does more than explain lessons. They inspire confidence, guide character, and believe in students when no one else does. Many of us remember a teacher who changed our life with just a few words of encouragement. The kindness of a teacher often lasts a lifetime. They may never appear on television, but their impact can be greater than any celebrity. They shape future doctors, leaders, artists, and workers. In many ways, they shape the future of the world itself. That is the quiet power of teaching. Friends, too, play a heroic role in our lives. A true friend is someone who stands beside us during failure, not only during success. They listen when we are sad, laugh when we are happy, and hold us up when we fall. Friendship is a form of everyday heroism that many of us take for granted. The sacrifices of friends are often small but meaningful. They give us time, attention, and loyalty. These are not things money can buy. When life feels heavy, sometimes one supportive friend can make the difference between giving up and moving forward. That is real heroism. Our everyday heroes do not need awards or recognition. They act with kindness because they care. Their reward is seeing the people they love grow, smile, and succeed. This kind of quiet strength is as important as the loud success of famous idols. It is easy to admire someone on a stage, holding a trophy, but the people who help us survive daily struggles deserve equal admiration. Parents who wake up early, teachers who stay late, and friends who stand by us are the true foundation of our lives. The lesson is clear. Idols are not only famous people, they can be the ones who sit across the dinner table or stand at the classroom board. They may not have millions of fans, but their influence is deeper and more personal. They shape who we are becoming. When we appreciate our everyday heroes, we learn gratitude. Gratitude helps us see that we are never truly alone. Even in our darkest times, there is usually someone supporting us quietly. Recognizing these heroes makes us stronger and more humble. Sometimes we fail to notice their sacrifices. We may complain about what we do not have, forgetting what they have already given. By looking closer, we realize that their daily efforts are the real miracles in our lives. Learning to appreciate them is part of becoming mature. Children often see superheroes in movies, but the true superheroes live at home. A parent protecting a child, a teacher guiding a student, or a friend offering support. These actions may not look dramatic, but they carry more power than any fictional story. Everyday heroes remind us that love and kindness are the strongest forces in life. Without them, fame and success mean little. With them, even the hardest challenges become possible to face. They give us courage without even knowing it. As we grow older, we begin to understand the sacrifices made for us. We realize that those small acts of love were actually the greatest gifts. This awareness changes how we see the world. We stop searching only for famous idols and start valuing the heroes around us. Being an everyday hero does not require wealth or talent. It requires a heart willing to care. Anyone can be a hero in someone else's life. A smile, a helping hand, or a kind word can make more difference than we imagine. The beauty of everyday heroism is that it multiplies. When we are inspired by the kindness of others, we often share that kindness ourselves. In this way, parents inspire children, teachers inspire students, and friends inspire friends. The cycle of heroism never ends. If you want to find inspiration, look closer at the people near you. Ask yourself, who has been there for me when I needed help? Those people are your true idols. They may not appear in headlines, but they live in your story forever. In the end, the greatest idols are not always the richest or the most famous. They are the people who make us better, stronger, and kinder. They are the ones who love without asking for anything in return. These everyday heroes deserve our respect and gratitude. So the next time you wonder who your idol is, do not look only at the stars on television. Look at the hands that raised you, the voices that taught you, and the friends who lifted you up. They are proof that true heroism lives all around us, every single day. Chapter 5. How you can become an idol yourself. Many people believe that idols are only celebrities, but that is not true. You do not need millions of fans to inspire someone. Every day, in your home, school, or workplace, you can become a role model. The choice is not about fame, it is about action. If you are an older brother or sister, you may not realize how much your younger siblings watch you. They copy your habits, your words, and your attitude. When you show kindness or work hard, they learn from you. That simple influence already makes you an idol. In school, classmates notice more than grades. They notice how you handle pressure, how you treat others, and how you respond to failure. By showing courage and discipline, you can inspire people around you. That is leadership without needing a title. At work, colleagues respect those who stay calm under stress. You may not be the boss, but your actions can guide others. Helping a coworker, solving a problem, or simply staying positive in a hard time, these are the traits of an everyday idol. An idol is not a perfect person. In fact, what makes someone inspiring is how they deal with mistakes. When you fall, people watch how you rise again. Your persistence teaches others that failure is not the end, but part of the journey. Think about the small actions in daily life: a smile to a stranger, encouragement to a friend, or kindness to someone struggling. These things may seem minor, but to others, they can mean everything. Inspiration is often found in small details. Sometimes we think that greatness requires big achievements, but history shows that many heroes were ordinary people who chose courage in difficult moments. You do not need to wait for a stage or an award. Your stage is your daily life. The beauty of becoming an idol is that it is natural. You do not need to force it. By living with honesty, discipline, and compassion, you automatically shine. People around you notice, and your influence grows without you realizing it. Being an idol is about consistency. Anyone can be kind once, but real inspiration comes from habits repeated daily. Waking up early, studying hard, respecting others. These routines create a picture of discipline that others admire. Do not underestimate your story. Even if you think your life is normal, someone else may see your struggles and feel hope. Sharing your story with honesty can help others believe in themselves. Your scars can become another person's strength. Remember that leadership is not about control. It is about service. The best idols serve others through their example. When you choose to help instead of ignore, when you choose patience instead of anger, you are shaping the world in small but powerful ways. Idols are mirrors of courage. Every time you face fear and still move forward, you reflect strength. People who see you may gain the courage to face their own challenges. Your bravery creates a ripple effect that spreads beyond what you imagine. Even failure has value when you use it well. By admitting mistakes and learning from them, you show maturity. People trust those who are real and humble. Perfection creates distance, but honesty creates connection. The journey to becoming an idol starts with self-discipline. Without control of your own habits, it is hard to guide others. Simple steps like managing time, keeping promises, and caring for health show that you respect yourself and others. Becoming an idol does not require wealth or status. It requires authenticity. People admire those who live their values consistently, even when no one is watching. Integrity is one of the strongest forms of inspiration. Your influence is often invisible. You may never know how many people you inspire, but your daily courage, kindness, and determination are seeds planted in the lives of others. Those seeds grow into hope, strength, and motivation. Think about the people you admire. Most likely, they are not perfect. They are people who tried, failed, and tried again. This same pattern is open to you. By refusing to give up, you give others permission to keep going too. The idea of being an idol is not about pride. It is about responsibility. If others are watching you, you can guide them by living well. Your example may prevent someone from giving up. That responsibility makes your life more meaningful. In the end, being an idol is not about fame, but about impact. If you can change one life, give one person hope, or inspire one friend to keep fighting, you have already succeeded. Influence is measured not by numbers, but by hearts touched. So remember this: anyone can become an idol, including you. It begins with small choices, daily effort, and the courage to keep going despite challenges. The world does not only need famous idols, it needs everyday heroes who inspire by living with purpose. Thank you for watching this video on Easy English Official until the end. Remember, real idols are not only famous people. They are the ones who show courage, work hard, and help others every day. The lessons from their stories can guide you to face challenges and grow stronger. Now it's your turn. Think about the people who inspire you and how you can become an idol in someone else's life. Share your story in the comments. Subscribe to our channel for more inspiring videos and keep learning English while discovering life lessons from real heroes.